Not only was he an incredible artist, he was also, in my opinion, possibly the greatest English magician of the 20th century. Although obviously not magic of the Paul Daniel stage variety, but something of a slightly older provenance. I think that magic offers the artist a new way of looking at their consciousness and of looking at where they get their ideas from.
Osman Spare was an extraordinary figure, and he produced a body of work which is really unequalled in British art. And he drew very heavily from Buddhism, esoteric Buddhism. And it's worth remembering that at this time, sort of the first decade of the last century, Buddhism was fairly new in the West. And he developed a style which he called neither. It's a sort of philosophy. But he applied it to his art in a very unusual way, and he would create pictures which were sort of conflicting, if you like, had conflicting principles within them. To give you an illustration, Spare executed a bookplate which was an image of a plant, a columbine. But when you look closely at it, you realise that the plant is actually made of dead birds. And when you look at it closely, you're asking yourself, is this a flower or is it something else? It seems to be neither, one nor the other.
If you can manipulate your own consciousness and perhaps that of others, which is surely something that all artists are trying to do, whether they're magicians or not, then you will have affected an act of magic. This is a wonderful example of a typical Osman Spare image, if there is such a thing. If you're in a magical state, then if you create a piece of art while in that state, it is a way back into that state. It says, intrusive nostalgia, remembering, which I think means the state of consciousness where suddenly memories of past lives, or genetic history, if you like, suddenly intrude upon you without your necessarily bidding them to do so.
Spare was famous for doing automatic drawings, and that means that you don't think about what you're doing. You let your hand go for a walk. But because Spare was in contact with spirits, then they came through. He was their medium. He drew through the night, in the dark, frequently, meant nothing to him. Some of them look as if he didn't take the pencil off the paper at all. It's just one continuous line. One figure becomes another, becomes another. It changes to anything you care to mention.
Spare was a visionary. He was somebody like William Blake, who was not distinguishing between his art and his spirituality, who felt that the world inside him was as valid and important as the world outside him, if not more so.